Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG Meetup and happy Friday! Now I'm super excited about today because not every day we get to speak with someone like the person we're interviewing today. His name is Eckardt and he's a celebrity real estate super agent. And the reason I say that is because he's one of the leading agents in the Hamptons and he works with all kinds of celebrities.
There he is. What's happening, dude?
My guy, how are you?
I like the hat, the glasses, going with the flow.
I even made a shirt for you, look.
Ooh! I love that. What's happening? Happy
Not
Friday
much.
to you.
Thank you. It's been a good year, you know?
Yeah, well, we still have a couple more months to finish the year strong.
I plan on breaking a few records in a few months. You know how I roll. What I do, I come, I break records. A lot of my fans don't wake up until after 1, you know, so it's an early show for me. I'm more of a nightlife guy.
Yeah, no, I see that. I see that. Well, look, it's a pleasure to have you here today. I was saying that they call you the Prince of Real Estate for a reason.
Yeah, the Prince of Real Estate, you know, self-proclaimed, but still proclaimed, you know?
Tell me about this formula you had, the ABT plus ABC.
I stayed closing and I stayed connected. And the reason why I became so successful in my trade was I grew up in a small town in the Hamptons, in Montauk, you know, and we were controlled by the wealthier people, the yuppies that would come out. And there was a difference between the locals and the money people. And I believe I bridged that gap, you know. Just about a month ago, I was sitting at Ditch Plains, my local beach, and I'm in my car, and this little kid's banging on my window. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you know, I'm on the phone. Little kid, right? And it was like, I roll my window down, I'm like, what's up? And it's like, I just want to tell you, he's crying at this moment. It's about an 11-year-old boy. And he's like, you changed my life forever. I'm like, what? I was like, is this my kid or something? You know, like, I didn't know what was going on. And he's like, you sold my dad a house over here by Ditch Plains. And now I ride my bike to surf every day. You know, your brother teaches me how to surf. I ride my bike to school, and I never thought I could live like this because I grew up in the city. And, you know, I was like, yeah, whatever, get out of here. I rolled my window up, and I started crying. You know, it's like, that's what it's about. It's about turning dreams into reality for people like that, you know.
Tell me one of those tough situations you've had in the past, and what did you learn from it?
My biggest thing that I regretted when I was a younger agent was I'd talk a lot without facts, you know? Like, people would see me out and be like, hey, how much is my house worth and this and that. And I used to just run my fucking mouth like, oh, 5.6 or 3.5 or 35 million. And then the next day I'd run it and it's like 1.3. I'm like, fuck, how am I going to backstep this? So really what I learned a lot is if you're going to dress the way I dress and talk the way I talk, and you know, I move militant, you know, like I move like a rapper, you know, like murdered out Bentleys, and you know, I run differently, but I learned to be an analyst. I learned to be an analyst in real estate. You know, from Montauk this month alone, I did $100 million in exclusives and sales in 2 weeks in the Hamptons, and I did another 21 million in LA with another 35 million listed, and that's bi-coastal. You know, I go where the money goes, so it's like, for me to represent East Coast, West Coast, Miami, you know, I kind of go where the money goes, you know?
How do you reach those levels of relationships to the point that they trust you, you work with this clientele and you know, obviously succeed?
You know what it is I keep it fucking real. And that's the thing. Like, you know, I'm not a fluff agent, you know? Like, I don't even consider myself a real estate broker, you know? What I do is I turn dreams into reality. So it's like, I steer people. I know the number one thing you're not supposed to do is steer in real estate, but it's like, if someone's like, Dylan, I'm looking to buy here right now, I'll keep it straight up and be like, you know what, let's wait 3 months, you know, and let's do it this way when the market drops. And that's what became an analyst. And plus my success came after I took equity and everything. A lot of the things that I sell commercial wise, I take equity in. Celebrity clientele, like this year I did Kanye, I did Mariah Carey, I've done Rihanna, Justin, the list goes on and on. It's because they want someone to relate to, you know, and 90% of these celebrity clients come from referrals because, you know what it is they want what they can't have. I roll off markets, you know, like I know someone that knows someone, you know, like I used to sell drugs when I was younger. So I had this clientele base that was a lot of celebrities. And when people came out to the Hamptons, they needed someone to take care of them. And that's how I run my business, as a concierge service. I did just get done filming an HBO series that comes out with JB's on it as well, called Selling the Hamptons. So we air at the end of December.
Wow, congratulations.
When I say I kept it fucking real, I kept it real. And it's with a couple other Hamptons agents, a bunch of suits and shit like that, you know. But
I was gonna say, you are like this beast that goes into this classic, everything elegant in the Hamptons, and you come like with the gangster confident style, keeping it real, like this.
It's because you know why? Because I back that fucking shit up. I back it up. My numbers don't lie. I did almost 280 million last year myself. My team, who I'm with another guy, Sean Elliott, my team did $1 billion. And that's with me dishing and moving, like, you know, and that's what I believe. It's diversification. You know, you got to pass listings out. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that you hire to go do an open house on Sunday and have water and sushi there. You know, I'm the kind of guy that you hire when you need the GSD shit. You know, I'm the president of GSD. I get shit done.
Personal branding, how important it is, and what's the best way to get it to the next level?
I mean, what it was with me is like, I knew that I had a niche. And when I had this niche, it had to be more of like the prince, the bad boy, because you know what? I am an insecure guy. I used to be a pro surfer. I grew up in Montauk, and I needed, you know, I'm not like these other, when real estate agents were real estate agents, it was like white wine spritzers, smoking Capri cigarettes, housewife shit. I came in this shit aggressively, and you know what? I burned a lot of bridges my first 5 years, but you know what? I swim really fucking well. So, you know, it doesn't matter if I burn that bridge because they always come back to me. I was, for example, this place, Surf Lodge, my great friend's place, Jamie Cardozo, she's a queen to me. You know, I was banned for years, banned for being a bad boy. But you know what? Even being banned, she'd call me up and be like, hey, I want to sell my house. So right then I knew that I had something great, you know, and branding is everything. I am a brand. And does it suck at times that I have to put a watch on and a necklace and dark glasses just to go to the gas station? Yeah. When I'm kind of the guy that just wants to sit on the beach and cry. But your brand is your brand. And, you know, this is what it takes, you know. And, you know, and when you need shit done, if you want to list your house for $5 million and have open houses with fucking flowers and waters, I'm not your guy to call. But if you want to sell your $30 million house in Bridgehampton that's celebrity studded, I'm your guy. And that's why I built this so well. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. It's the way the fucking cookie crumbles.
I think it's fantastic. And the way that you're keeping it so real is contagious because it really it opens up. It's like, wow, this is Dylan. This is the Prince of Real Estate. And there is no like hidden agenda. And I love that. But tell me about your power base, because obviously building such a strong network, because your network, you know, becomes your network. So how do you go about meeting people? Going to events, or how do you go about this?
Yeah, the same thing. It's all about that. That's the biggest draining thing on my life. It's having to always be out. And you know what? I don't really fucking like people, and that's the truth. I have social anxiety, so it's like I have to have a few beers just to get out, and then it's all of a sudden I got a window about an hour and a half when I'm out before it goes real bad, and then I got to leave. You know, but in there, you know, I use this app called Popple a lot. So I hit people's phones with my phones and it gives them all my contact. My boy Jeremy at Popple's been taking care of me for a long time. It's like a virtual business card, you know? And, you know, I'm a brand, as you know, so it's a lot of networking. You know, I go out, I tell the people that I'm with, like, they're like, why don't we eat in tonight? Get food to go. And I tell them all the time, if I'm fucking spending money on food, someone's going to fucking see me. You know, I don't give a shit if I got to sit at this restaurant, because you know, you're only as big as your brand and you're only as good as your next deal, you know, and you have to stay relevant and stay trending. As much as we want to talk about Kanye West and shit like this, it's like he does stay trending. As much as he says ignorant, stupid shit sometimes, you stay in the press. You got to keep him on your mind, because in real estate these days, every fucking one's a real estate agent. But that's the difference is no one does numbers like I do. Bi-coastal, you know, it's like, you know, my town became the biggest town in the world, the Montauk and the Hamptons. And you know what? It's like, I'm showing people that you don't have to drive a pickup truck. You don't have to, you know, be a carpenter or a bartender or a fucking waiter or a housewife. You know, you can do great things in these small towns and benefit yourself. And I always take care of the youth, and I always look out for everyone, and my brothers, my family, my friends, you know, like we all are a tight-knit family. Do they think I'm delusional at times? Yeah. But then they realize that I'm on I'm on with you right now with millions of followers, and you guys, the real world knows that I'm a fucking hitter, you know?
Hmm. Tell me about how you handle bad press or haters or gossips.
I run with, like, you ever see a racehorse? It's got
Yeah, I did.
blinders on.
Yeah.
All I see is what's in front of me and the goal, you know? It's like, people are gonna hate, but it's like, the bad press is press, but you know what? I don't mince words, you know? Like,
Hmm.
what do you want me to say? Like, you want me to be JB on this podcast and be like, hey, I sold this for 27.5. Bitch, I had Mariah Carey call me 2 months ago like this. Facts. Hey, Dylan, it's MC. I'm like, who the fuck's MC? It's like, yo, it's Mariah. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, FaceTime me right now. I'm hanging up. I thought it's someone fucking with me. And she's like, I got your number from Jay Cardozo. I'm looking for a house in the Hamptons. I'm like, bullshit. I hung up. Call back. Hey, it's Mariah. I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, wait a second, is this real? So I called Jane, but while I'm on the phone with her, she's like, yeah, give Mariah Carey your number. And yeah, we turned that into a great, you know, 6-figure rental. And then that turned into a major sale, you know. And then from there, we got her another house in Connecticut, you know. And I keep it rolling like that. A lot of people want to work with me because I tell them what's real, I think, a lot of time, but at the same time, I'm still a facilitator. I'm still a workaholic. I don't shut my phone off. I'm not like 5 o'clock, call me. Like, you know, I call these guys as local agents around here, and they call them up, and I'm like, hey, you know, like, email. They're like, email shut off until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. What the fuck? You call me at 9? Bitch, I ain't calling you back. So my thing is, like, I call your mother, your brother, your sister. If you don't answer my calls, and everyone will back this up, I'm going to start calling people. I'll call you 37 times until you pick up, until you're like, what? My wife's having a baby. I'm like, all right, cool, bye. But, you know, people know when I call, money's calling, and projects are there. And, you know, that's why. And you know, the bad press comes and goes. But you know what? I'm still popping. And when you're popping, you can do what you want.
I love that. Tell me about luxury, right? Because you live in such a luxurious way, living this luxurious lifestyle. But the word luxury comes in so many different shapes and forms and feelings. So what is really luxury to you?
I think luxury is a lifestyle. You can have luxury anywhere you want it. You know, some people think luxury is big houses and big cars. But to be honest with you, what luxury would be more to me is like a beautiful little beach house in Puerto Rico on the beach, and that's living luxury. Luxury is a mind state, you know? Like, the word luxury was taken from upper class. Like, it's just about lounging, and luxury is like how you feel in something. You could wear a jacket and feel luxurious, you know? Luxury could be the Bentley I'm in, or luxury could be anything, you know? I think it's more of a mind state, because some people think luxury, like my mother, who lives in Costa Rica, wooden house with no fucking windows. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful compound, but it's like, that's luxury to her. But luxury to me is, you know, other things. I think it's a mind state.
I love that. No, you're right. And it's perception, right? Like, it depends on what your mind state is at. So, well said. I wanna wrap this up with something uplifting. Obviously, you've accomplished so much and you've done so many different things that I really want to know, what is the biggest takeaway that you will share with us to say, like, this was it?
Stay the fuck out of my way, because I'm taking over the fucking world. I'm sick of these fake ass agents and everyone trying to be a real estate agent. It's not like that anymore. And these days, the market's so fucking saturated and everyone's there that it takes real agents and real brokers to get deals done. It's back to door knocking, the 101s. And all the young agents need to know this, that you're not going to come in and hit a lick. My first year, I did 50 million. I thought I was the richest guy in the world. Last year, I did a $50 million project. And I spent all the money in a month. I bought an engagement ring, I bought a couple cars, and then I was back to the things. It's like, the way real estate agents become rich is not off real estate. It's about finding deals and doing them themselves, putting together a development team, interior designers, developers, contractors, you know, and that's how you put together and you make your own money. And then you use passive income. My CEO tells me every day about this fucking word passive income, something I don't believe in, that I don't have. But I would love mailbox money. You know, it's about rental properties and growing your brand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
that's
I
what
think
it is.
that's amazing. Well said, Dylan. I mean, I'm fascinated. The Prince of Real Estate, right here, live. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you so
Wishing
much.
you well. And obviously, as it's getting a bit colder in the Hamptons, come see us in Miami. It will be
Well,
lovely
baby,
to have you
I'm
here.
there. I'll see you at Art Basel. You know, I'll be down there. I don't miss a
Ooh,
party.
let's go. Let's go.
All right, man. Thank you so
Thank
much. It was
you.
a pleasure. Bye.
Bye. Take care.